Merry Christmas, everybody, and happy winter solstice, and have a cool Yule, and hope everybody's warm and safe in this strange times that we're living in. I'd like to first start by acknowledging Will's announcement and giving gratitude and space for that. I'd also like to thank Dan and Jill, all the pipe carriers, and all of you within the Earth Tribe on the call today and watching it again in the future. As with most questions asked by Will, there's often an immediate answer that rolls through your head. Then, as time passes, you find the question is not as simple as you first imagined. When Will asked, "What inspires you, Brian?" on the call in November, I was pretty sure I had an answer. As time passed, I found myself questioning the question. What inspires me? As a photographer? As a writer? As a family member? As a friend? As a spiritual seeker? I mulled this question over and over in my head. I walked through the woods with my dogs, in rain, in snow, in sunny skies. I looked at the forest as we walked around, asking myself out loud, what inspires me? You, fern. You, moss. You, tree. You, creek. You, bear scrat. All of you inspire me. But how do you inspire me in a way to share in a digital space with my peers? Is it even what about inspires me? Is it about me at all? What inspires me? I found myself finding more questions than answers. Then I thought back to the April of 2019 when I took a train trip to Montana. There, I had an opportunity to acquire a beautiful wolf pelt. I was able to hear the story of the wolf from the rancher who harvested the animal. The animal was aged and coming into the ranch more frequently. He had been kicked in the mouth several times and had a broken front jaw. Before that moment, I was vehemently opposed to any wolf harvest. Yet, I knew I had a decision to make. I was given an opportunity to buy a pelt from a rancher directly. In the end, I decided this was not a fur trade. This was an ancestor coming home with me. The next day, as the train approached, we saw that all the passengers in the lounge car were standing up looking out in our direction. Me and my friends mulled back. Maybe they're thinking we're somebody famous. Upon boarding, we asked the conductor what the interest was by all the passengers. "Oh, I guess you wouldn't have seen it. There was a wolf trotting alongside the tracks about a quarter-mile back." My skin prickled with goose pimples as I heard these words. The wolf was trotting alongside the train as I was taking his ancestor home with me. In my mind, this was a grandson coming to see his ancestor off. It's these serendipitous moments that give me some inspiration. Being a photographer, I'm also very aware of lighting and how lighting can change a subject, a mood, and even the whole message of a photograph. Light is also a great source of inspiration to me. This time of year, the solstice in particular, is a particularly inspirational time of year for me. For the fall is the time of giving thanks for the harvest. It is the winter that we wipe the slate clean and begin again. It is the darkest nights that we set out our lights on our houses, porches, and front gates. We call to the light in a very modern way, celebrating a very ancient tradition. For not too many generations ago, it wasn't widely believed the sun would ever come back again. If we didn't pray to it, would it ever return? That was a question our ancestors faced. Today, we call to the light with our celebrations of joyful connections with family and friends, sharing the gift of our presence together. Will, I thank you for asking me this question, asking all of us this question of what inspires us. For in developing this answer, I've come to know that light is my inspiration. The light within you, the light within me, the light within the forest, the light within the tree. The light within my fire is a particularly powerful inspiration for me as I vision the light being emitted from the sun as a proton and landing upon the leaf of that very tree. That tree at that moment converted that light into the sugars that helped its body grow. The light grew for many years before it was harvested. Then it was processed and processed for my fire. Now, in the depth of the darkest night, that proton is released and warms my body, inspiring me to write these words. Thank you, and be well.